Hello, YouTube. ZiggyNo back with Sports Cards Daily. Today's August 19th, and on this day in 1909, the Indianapolis 500 racetrack opened. Wow, over 111 years ago, or exactly 111 years ago. What did you miss? Got a lot that you missed, and I'll be going over today. Hobby news. I'll go over that as well. What's going on today, later on? Mojo breaks at 6. Pack Geek Greek Freak Week. I'll talk a little bit more about that. Sports Card Live tonight at 10. Hobby news. NBA, they finished all the first games of the playoffs. My first thoughts, wow, wow, wow. And I also love the fact that we're seeing no travel, right? We're seeing a unique environment where these players are basically playing street ball every day. It's just like, let's get out and play, man. I'm loving it. I really am. I think we might be seeing something special. And I'm also going to say I think we're going to see a new champion this year or somebody you don't expect. Maybe it's a repeat with the Raptors, but I don't think it's going to be the number one seeds from either side, which makes me wonder, could Giannis be the next Patrick Ewing, Charles Barkley, some of these wonderful players, Karl Malone, who never get a ring, right? It could happen. I just, I kind of concerned about that. Golden auctions. Talk a little bit about that. They were on Beckett Live last night. They're tracking the Trout auction, which closes this Saturday. Help looking for content. If you guys have any suggestions for sites out there that are putting out content, please let me know. Beckett Live Media is one that I kind of follow, but I've actually been seeing a lot more cool stuff now. So they're kind of new to what I'm pulling in. But I'm always looking for new content providers, YouTube, articles, and I'll show you what I mean by there's kind of a lack of that. Tori's Top Investment Tips is the one new article I did find. That's all just kind of bring your attention to. And let's get into what you missed yesterday. So first, some of the websites I use, Daily Hobby, hasn't been any new content in a few weeks. Full Count Media, another great site. They did a bunch of content early in the month, and then hasn't been anything since then. Sports Card Spot, again, early in the month, but nothing since then. Panini Blog, well, right now they're just promoting the blockchain and talking about redemption, so not much there either. Most recent thing I found was from a few days ago, and this is Tori's Top Investment Picks from 2021, which I thought was pretty interesting. Again, I'll put the link down below. He kind of goes over his full disclosure. He brought some of these cards, his interest in this Patrick Mahomes card, which I have seen on a crazy rise. And again, this reminds me, I'm just not buying into the whole second-year rush thing, but it definitely is. If you have second-year cards, I think take advantage of it, sell it. I wouldn't collect one myself, but anyway, thought it was a good article. Check it out. In great videos from the past. This one's actually a few days old. It's 2 days ago, and I missed this one. That's Sport Card Investigators, How to Sell on eBay. And I'd say he goes through everything from the light box, the PSA stand, the portrait mode, to cropping, to touching up the photos, to how you list, to strategy from auctions. It is a very detailed 30-minute video, but I learned a lot, and it gave me a new perspective on how I might kind of redesign my eBay auctions and eBay sales. It's also interesting to kind of see how he sells, so it gives me some thoughts on how I would buy as well, right? I always like kind of looking at it from two sides of the stone. The card collector was out yesterday with his grandma looking for sports cards, which I really enjoyed the beginning of this video because he's out looking with his grandma. His grandma, I think, just blessed this woman for being such a great grandmother, carrying him around, going to all these stores with him. There's just some funny comments in there. I think it's also interesting, this young man, his birthday is today, the 19th. So go to his page, you're right there, the card collector. Give him a sub, make a comment, tell him happy birthday. Look, join. He's even got a Discord channel right now. He's got a Patreon channel right now, right? Like, I'm a big fan of what this what this young man's trying to do. So check out the card collector. Sports Card Academy, great conversation. Card EC had Run Good Life on. Been following both of these guys for a while. Really like Run Good Life for the same reason Card EC says, and that's that he's breaking stuff, sharing with you what he does, and he talks about the sales side, how much he sells the stuff for, what the value is. Big fan, great long video, but definitely worth listening to. Great CMOC tips in there as well. Sam Dunks had a great video on his basketball updates. Talks about who's doing what in the basketball as far as the bubble and playoffs, and gives some insight in cards, and talks about things like how will Levert do next year and so forth. So really interesting. Love the video. Always been a fan of Sam's weekly basketball. Sasha T does a really great video on how to crack a BGS case, which I think is awesome. He does it right there in front of you, explains it to you. I've actually thought about doing videos like this, but I'm also, I don't know. I've had problems with it in the past. I'll be honest. I've damaged some cards doing it. So I thought he did a great job doing this one, and I wonder how many times he's actually damaged a card from this. So, Loyola did a Q&A talking about sports cards, and what I say that I really like about Loyola is that she does a really good breakdown here of her content, right? You can listen to every little piece you want to right here because she breaks it down. I wish more content providers did that. In fact, I'm thinking about doing that, but I spend so much time right now just trying to put this stuff together that I haven't gotten that detailed. So, and I'm also doing weekly stuff or daily stuff, and it just takes a lot of time. Anyway, Pat Geek is doing a Greek Freak Week. This is day one from 2 days ago. Last night he did, I think it was Prestige, and he actually pulls a Giannis. The first night he pulled nothing, but he's doing different box every week, which I thought was pretty interesting. Pretty cool channel. I was listening to him chatting with my son, or trying to chat with my son in the chat, and while we watched some Giannis. Next was Tuesday Night Cards and Cake, and this was with Fantasy Football Collector, Quest Collector, and I probably got his name wrong. I can't remember. Oh, yeah, here's Fantasy Football Card Quest. Here we go. Great conversation. I love listening to their strategy on Star Stock and CMOC and listening to their thoughts on football. I'm a big fan of football. These guys have got me more involved in football, and I've actually been picking up some cards and using some of the same strategies that both these guys mentioned, which I find entertaining. Lastly, Beckett, and you hung out to the end here. So Beckett Media Live, great conversation. The first half was with Steve Gride and Eric Norton, and I really like Steve's stories. He tells some phenomenal stories, man. This guy's been on, he's a guy on the Pawn Shop Store or whatever. He's also been on Sports Card Live, but I love his stories on authentication market. He even talks a lot about sports cards, about his thoughts on sports cards. Then Ken Golden joins, and they talk about Golden auctions, and I have to say, man, this was great. I really enjoyed this guy's energy, his insight. He talks about kind of the rise, how in, I think it was 2016 is when he sold his first modern card before he was doing mainly vintage. And at that point, he realized he needed to spend some more time on the modern. And he talks about the progression, right? How they sold the Logo Man to I think it was to 800,000. And then they sold, the next card. I think that was the Mike Trout Red to 900,000. And the next card was a 1.8 million. It's just really great to hear the stories and really get some insight on the buyers that are involved in this. Also, if you fast forward to minute about 51 minutes in, he will tell you how you can get $100 off any auction for gold. And what's really cool is he says, look, watch this video, listen to what he tells you to do here, go do that, and then send him an email. And he's going to honor this $100 coupon until the end of 2021. So you're basically getting like 15 months for a $100 coupon to Golden Auction. So I do recommend taking a look at that, checking it out, maybe register with Golden Auction. Let me see. Lastly, there we go. The Golden Auction website. Register to bid. You'll get more information about this. Here's the Mike Trout. You want to track this currently at $1.45 million. $1,450,000. Boom. Wow, this has been a long video. It is time to say have a great day. Thank you very much. If you haven't already, please subscribe. Would love to get your comments. Any suggestions on content? If you know new providers out there, let me know. I need more content to churn into the system here.